Good morning, everybody. I grew up in a middle-class Marathi household. Earning a lot of money was frowned upon. It was actually looked down upon. The words Lakhpati and Karodpati didn't have the same warm feeling that the words millionaire and billionaire evoke today. Back in our days, a unicorn was a donkey with a horn, and valuation was something that you did to your 20-year-old ambassador, that's a car, that was no longer feasible to be repaired. Things have changed now, of course. Everybody I meet, whether my age or younger, people like you, wants to become a millionaire or a billionaire, right? Yes? But what does it mean to be a millionaire or a billionaire? Let me confess, I in my lifetime will never become the B. A multi-millionaire maybe at the end of my work life, if I work really, really hard, if I'm lucky with my investments, I might reach there. But here's the thing, I don't want to wait till then to find out what I'm missing out on. Now obviously, since I don't have the money, I can't compare the money. Since I don't have the money, I can't spend it like the millionaires do. Because we all know what this millionaire lifestyle is. Ask anybody today, how much money do you need to retire? The answers start at 10 crores, right? They go up to 50 and 100 crores as well. But when I ask people, but why do you need so much money? The usual answer is, this person's gone mad. Because the answer is obvious. Why is he asking these questions? When I press further, people usually say, yeah, that's the amount of money we'll need to live. So what we want is the millionaire lifestyle, which is endless partying, which is shopping, which is traveling the world, and just chilling. I mean, at least that's what I gather from watching movies or social media. I decided to actually go out there and compare myself. Money I can't compare, but there is one particular thing that all of us have a finite amount of. We have the exact same amount of, actually. And that, of course, is time. It's a very obvious concept, but it boggles my mind every time I think about it deeply. The number of seconds and minutes in my hour are the exact same seconds and minutes in the hour of a millionaire or a billionaire. Think about it. It just blows my mind. Which is why I decided to compare the typical day of R.J. Sangram, successful radio jockey, struggling novelist, and failed horse breeder, versus Mr. Multi-Millionaire. Let's start with my favorite thing to do. Everything feels better after a good night's sleep. Do you agree with me? 8 hours of sleep, and what seemed so dark and so morose the previous night looks a little bit better. So 8 hours of sleep is also good for your health, physical and mental. And that's what millionaires and billionaires are doing as well. They're getting about 8 hours of good sleep. Are they sleeping better than me? Actually, research tells me if I eat right, if I get some regular exercise, and as long as I don't take my phone to bed with me, I can also get world-class sleep. So 8 hours a day, we are living the exact same life that a millionaire and a billionaire does. Okay? Now let's move on to my favorite thing to not do. How many people here enjoy exercise, like exercising? Put your hands up. Look, I take an hour of exercise every morning because my wife drags me there. Not gossip, maybe that too, but exercise. They're all getting 1 hour of exercise. So that's another hour in the day. Let's get back to my favorite things apart from sleep, and that is, of course, food. Subah ki chai, your evening coffee chai, breakfast, and what they call ablutions. Now, ablutions is a word that I want to keep saying again and again. I mean, it just says ablutions, ablutions, which is basically getting ready. That takes an hour, right? The breakfast, the teas, and right? That's also another hour for food, lunch and dinner. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. I realized after doing some research, some online reading, when I say research, I just mean I just went online and used a search engine. So in my research, I found out that the rich people are not eating more than me, definitely. They're actually eating less than I am. A lot of them are struggling with these health sort of fads and issues. Some say that I've become a vegan, I've become vegetarian. A lot of them are also thinking about fasting, intermittent fasting. You've heard of this? Doesn't work for me. Every time I start intermittent fasting, it turns into intermittent feasting. Everybody's going through the same thing. So they're not eating more. Are they eating better food? Well, here's the thing. If anybody tells me in this room or outside this room that my wife doesn't make better fish curry rice than a 7-star chef, I will wrestle that person to the ground. I challenge you to challenge me. I don't think we're having food that is qualitatively, taste-wise, inferior to what the richest people are having, at least not on a daily basis. We're now up to 11 hours a day, and I'm living like a billionaire. There's one catch here. We have to remember something. We live in a cruelly unequal world. Do you know how much it takes to be in the top 1% income earners in our country? How much money you have to make every month? Can anybody guess? 1%. We're not that poor also. It actually takes 5 lakh rupees a month. You have to set your goals a little higher, my friend. 5 lakh rupees a month will get you to the top 1% income earners in our country. 1 lakh rupees a month will take you in the top 3%. 65,000 rupees a month will take you in the top 5%. And 25,000 rupees a month will take you in the top 10% of income earners in our country. I'm guessing we are all there. Everybody in this room is there. So this doesn't apply to the 1.4 billion Indians, because like I said, we live in a cruelly unequal world. But it could apply to the top 10, 7, 8% people, definitely. So let's keep that in perspective. Let's look at the next hour. I have a billionaire friend, let's call him Bill, so that you don't know who I'm talking about. He keeps sending me emails. Every few months he sends me email that read, Dear Sangram, these are the top 5 books I have read this summer. And I want you to read them as well. I'm talking about, of course, Mr. Bill Gates. He sends me these emails and apparently he reads a lot of books as well. 50 big fat books a year is what he is reading. And you'll also on your social media feed read about what time billionaires are waking up, what are the books that they are reading. Right? So that's 1 hour of reading that Bill's doing, and I'm happy to report that so am I. Now, are the billionaires and millionaires reading different books? Are there writers out there who are saying, no, we will only write a book that only the millionaires or the billionaires will buy? No, that's not true. You have access to any and every published item in the world. And books are quite reasonably priced in India, so that's not a problem as well. Although, books for the super rich, this is a great idea. How about a novel that's written for the super rich only, where the protagonist is the rich guy, and the middle class underdog guy is the one who always loses, and the rich guy gets the girl every time? That would work with the rich people, right? Not many takers for that. So quantity and quality wise, I'm reading the exact same books. Now where are we? Are you keeping count? There you go. 8 hours of sleep, 1 hour of exercise, ablutions. We've got meals, we've got reading, and 12 hours a day. I'm living like a billionaire. I'm half a billionaire already, am I not? Let's get on to the next one. Young crowd here, you might get thrown off by what I've written on my presentation. What I do to you 4 hours a day, would you do to me 1 hour a day? I have a radio show that goes on for 4 hours a day. I entertain you for 4 hours a day. So I'm talking about how I get entertained myself. Entertainment, that's the big one. Or, like most of us like to call it, staring at a screen. And then touching it in the middle sometimes. And doing some more staring. Seriously, Indians are doing 4 hours of television per day. 4 hours of stuff we're watching. Quantity-wise, the millionaires are not doing it so much. They're watching much less TV and much less screens. They're focusing on other things which I'll get to. But what about quality-wise? Every piece of audio-visual content is available to you. The rich are not able to watch movies that are just for them. Everything is available to you and I. For example, everything from, let's say, Chak De, the classic sport movie, or Suryavansham. You, sir, I think saw Suryavansham yesterday on a TV channel. They played 3 times a day. It could be James Cameron's Avatar, or it could be the 1983 Rajesh Khanna movie, Avatar. Everything is available to you. It could be House of Cards, or it could be Kahani House Ki. Entertainment. We're all doing it. All right, so let's put another hour down for this. We're at 13 hours. The slight difference that the millionaires and billionaires are doing is that they're exercising more, like we spoke about. They're socializing more. They're volunteering. They also have hobbies, interesting things that they find time to do, except for some people who spend 5 hours a day on Twitter. And now for the big one, the elephant in the room. You know, when people say this outside in the Western world, the elephant in the room, they mean it figuratively. And they think that when you say it in India, we mean it literally. But no, not all of us have elephants. The number one reason that people want to get rich quick, want to become millionaires and billionaires, is because they want to stop working. If I gave you $1 million right now, your work, of course, is to study, to get this college degree. Most of you would want to, or you think you would want to, drop out of college, that you would stop working. I would throw my resignation on my boss's face like this if I suddenly got this money. And then what would you do? I would chill. I would just chill, man. But if that were really true, then why all of my friends, Jeff, Bill, Elon, Ratan, Kiran Majumdar Shaw, we got some women in there now, J.K. Rowling, why are they all still working, and they keep working almost till the end of their lives? Why is it that they're doing this? Because, my friends, we don't work just to make money. We work because, this is very profound, we need a reason to get out of our house. No, we work because we need appreciation. We need affirmation. We need challenges. We need to grow. We need to feel like we belong to a community. We need to interact with people. We need to feel like we're part of something that is greater than us and our lives. Something that gives us meaning. Something that says that my time here on earth matters. And it doesn't matter who you are. Whether you're a nurse or a world-class surgeon. Whether you're a coder or a tech mogul. Whether you're a constable, a policeman, or a banker. Not bankster, banker. Whether you're a policeman or a banker. Whether you're Sangram or Bill Gates. You need to matter, and that's why we work. But down to the last 2 hours, I think, of the day. 22 hours of my day, I've already lived like a billionaire. What am I going to do with these 2 hours? The most important stuff. Family and friends. Think about this. The last time your mother was putting oil in your hair, right? You're sitting there, she's putting oil, and you're going, this feels so good, yeah. Mother's love is all okay, but it would be better if she was a millionaire or a billionaire. Or your mother is putting oil on you and saying, I created this thing out of nothing. Out of nothing. I have raised an independent, responsible, and compassionate human being out of nothing. But I wish it were a millionaire or a billionaire. What about friends and friendship? Would you trust your friend a little more with your secrets if she were a billionaire? Would you, as a millionaire or billionaire, like your friends the same? Would you have the same connection with them? Does friendship depend on how much money who has, except when you're borrowing money, and then the friendship is over? What about love, romantic love? Do you think nurturing each other, understanding each other, loving each other, and the rest of the good stuff is any different for couples that are middle class and couples that are multi-millionaire? What about children? Babies, whether from a rich family or a poor family, will have the exact same amount of fun when playing with a discarded piece of cardboard. And my friends, my claim is that making children laugh, or young people like you laugh, is the biggest joy in the world. It doesn't matter how much money you have. And I'm happy to report that I'm spending these 2 hours of my life as well, the last 2 hours, in this fashion. So that's 24 out of 24 that I am living like a billionaire. Because all of you are going, And inside you're saying, "Hey, something is missing here. Kuch to, matlab, I don't know, something is not right about this talk." A lot of what I've said might seem like oversimplification. Like the grapes are sour. Right? He's not a multimillionaire yet, so the grapes are a little sour. Look, I'll be the first one to admit that our relationship to money, to wealth, is very complicated. It's very convoluted. It's complex. It depends a lot on who you are, where you're coming from, how much money you've had before, how you've been brought up. It depends on what you think status is. It depends on what you think the opposite sex thinks about you in terms of money. What will you get from the opposite sex for how much money that you have made or will earn? Right? So there are a lot of things connected to this, to the whole idea of making money. And I'm sure that some of you here in the room will go on to become millionaires. I hope that some of you do. I'm not saying that if you're in the top 10% of income earners in India, you should stop making money. Go ahead, make that money. My limited point is that once you get there, you might realize that your life hasn't changed that much, not as much as you thought it would. So then why wait? Why can't we start to take a walk? Why can't we read a lot? Why can't we ask questions? Why can't we be nice? Why can't we give a damn? Why can't we make a start, make a difference? Why can't we start today? Why can't we start now? Thank you very much.